Hey, it's me, Tomoki.
And Naustad.
Yeah, today we're going to be talking about. Oh, there's some knuckle cracking. Today we're going to be talking about the new Smash that was announced by Nintendo.
Unbelievable. Dude,
Yes.
I'm still kind of shaking over the announcement. I know it was like already almost a full day ago, but
Oh
like
yeah.
I'm just like there's no way that should have been announced, but it was like, whoa.
Oh yeah. It's just kind of like the Zelda DLC that they just kind of threw in there, and they're like, "Hey, it's out now."
Yeah, dude, Nintendo is the biggest troll of all time.
Yeah. So we're going to be going over five
All right, so
subjects. Uh, First is the silhouette. So let's get right into it.
yeah, so
Um,
the silhouettes is kind of like that's what everybody's been debating. I've seen like Smash people like all over Twitter and stuff like that, just like diving deep into it. So do you just want to go over? I have a picture of the silhouettes pulled up. Do you just want to go over just from left to right who you think might possibly be
yeah, yeah.
returning for this new Smash?
So, definitely Yoshi, Pit, and Donkey Kong. Those are all definite. When you look at both the fire and the representation silhouette. Um,
See, I thought, and this is weird, and this might be only me that thinks that because now that I've seen like people think it's Yoshi, um, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. Like it could be Yoshi, but I thought originally, if you're looking at the more blurry picture, that I thought that that might have been like Jigglypuff with her little tuff, but then I think it's way too big.
yeah, yeah. See, like I thought Lucas or something like that, but then I thought no, that's way too tall.
Yep.
Like going back to the original footage or original photo. Also going down the line to Peach, I had no idea what that was, but at the same time, I kind of still don't because it doesn't really look like Peach. But then you put Donkey Kong's hand right next to it, and it kind of
Yeah.
does.
I originally thought that was Rosalina and Luma, like together, like right next to each other.
See, that's
Like
what I
Luma
thought.
was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't seen many people talk about that, but I think definitely Ness, like 100% that's Ness. Ness with his little hat,
Hmm.
either Ness or Kirby sitting right there.
Yeah. See, yeah, like that's what I was thinking. Either Ness with his little hat or Kirby. Now that I look at it, they seem kind of more in the foreground, so I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards Ness because his feet would be a little bit further down, and
Hmm.
the hat would just have that little protrusion out from it. Um,
Right.
but at the same time, I feel like they can't have this photo without Kirby in it. So
I think Kirby's later on. I think he's over by, if you look where I think definitely where Samus, I think we can both agree that's Samus.
yeah,
Where Samus, I think Kirby is like right between Samus's thighs. Like there's
yeah,
like a little round. I think that's
I
Kirby.
see that. Yeah, like it could just be the distortion from the flames as well, but it looks a lot like that. Then
Yeah,
another
dude.
debate that I keep seeing a lot of people saying is either Sheik or Captain Falcon. What do you think?
So I feel like it's got to be Captain Falcon just because like in my brain it's like okay, who are the original 8 or whatever Smash characters or 12 Smash characters that were in Smash 64 and Sheik was not one of them. And so I would like to believe that like they put like one of those characters in the front because they've got like Mario, they've got Link, they've got Ness, they've got Pikachu and Kirby all up in the front. I think Pikachu is like right below where you think Sheik or Captain Falcon might be. So
Hmm.
it makes me I think it's Captain Falcon with like his arms crossed,
See, that's what I was thinking.
but it does look a lot like Sheik too, like where Sheik will sit up on one leg and cross her arms and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
You see,
I think Captain Falcon, but he's so short that I think Sheik.
yeah, yeah. See, I was thinking Captain Falcon because like next to Samus, Captain Falcon is like a head shorter than Samus, and if you see in the like fiery image, that is a head shorter than Samus. Also, um, it could just be some distortion from the background that makes the waist look a little bit smaller. Uh,
Right.
so I was definitely
So
thinking
definitely
Captain Falcon.
okay. So we're in agreement on that. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's Captain Falcon. And right below him, Pikachu with his ears popping up.
You know, I don't know. I think so. Because like originally I thought Wario was that, but then I looked over and I was like, no, that's definitely Wario.
And I was even thinking you see where Link he has his shield kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be Luigi's head. I don't know if that's like if
Oh,
anyone
dude!
yeah, I don't know if anyone's thought about that, but that really like I didn't even look at notice until like right now, but that's totally like Luigi doing his plank.
Yeah, and also, like, he is on the level of Mario as well, right on the other side, just slightly taller. That's almost definitely Luigi, now that I look at it.
Because if we're in agreement that that's Captain Falcon and that's Link and Mario and Ness and uh, Pikachu and Kirby in front there, I'm thinking that the Smash 64 characters would sit in front because they've been in like every iteration. They like
Yeah.
keep coming back as mascots. Like I remember in Brawl, there was like event mode, and maybe there's one in Smash 4 too. I haven't really played the events, but where you fight like the original cast. And
Yeah,
so like that would make sense to have Luigi there as well because he was in that game.
yeah, that's yeah, what I was thinking was every character here would have to be like purely Nintendo. Um
Right,
and
yeah,
I
that
know
too.
that a lot of people were saying that uh one silhouette right next to Samus is like what's it called? Bayonetta, but there's no way because this is first off I think all Nintendo like purely Nintendo characters.
Right.
Also, I think Bayonetta was just a one-off character, just like Snake was a one-off character. Um,
Yeah, I think that tall character might be Zelda, honestly, because like a lot of people say that it's like Ike, which but he's like really skinny, so it's like
yeah,
probably not Ike. But I think like I don't know, Twilight Princess Zelda is like kind of tall.
kinda. But she's only well, also she wears high heels. But if I
Right.
remember correctly, she was 5'6", and Link is 5'4".
But
So
like I was thinking because maybe Zelda's standing in the front, that makes her closer and look taller. I don't know.
yeah.
That's
Oh
just like if she's
wait,
in front of Samus.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But also, wait a second. I just realized something or remembered something. They're using Breath of the Wild Link in here. So even if that was Zelda, then it would have to be Breath of the Wild Zelda.
You're right.
I just
Do you think that they would do that? Because I know that like the reason a lot I've heard a lot of people talking about they're using Breath of the Wild Link because now he's more iconic. And I'm wondering if maybe Twilight Princess Zelda is still more iconic than Breath of the Wild Zelda. But no, no way. No way.
no.
Breath of the Wild Zelda, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that's I really don't know. That
Yeah,
one's kind of
I've seen too much debate over that one character. Like no one knows.
yeah. Oh, I hope we'll figure that out soon. Let's move on to the
But
next one, which
but
is quite
Bowser,
obviously
yeah.
Bowser. Yeah.
The thing that I
There's
want to
no
say,
way that
yeah, the thing that I want to say about Bowser in this though is look at how long his spikes are. And also look at how kind of skinny he is. That could just be distortion from the flames, but I think they're going with a little bit of a new style for Bowser.
yeah. He reminds me a lot of Bowser from the Mario RPG games, or more like the DS games, where he's kind of like more pixely and blocky and like cartoony. Because
Yeah.
like they kind of the new Bowser from Smash 4 is kind of like the new Super Mario Bros. Bowser. He's kind of like a big chunky cartoony lizard,
Oh, definitely.
and I'm wondering if they're trying to go like even more cartoony, like even like
Yeah. Cause even just looking at like his head and everything, he looks like the Bowser from Super Mario World with those big
yeah.
horns and kind of a little bit scrawnier.
Oh, that
Um,
would that would be crazy if we got Koopa in this game instead of Bowser, like the big green King Koopa.
yeah, you know that. Hey, like instead of King K. Rool, they could just do that, and it can be like a slightly crappier version of Bowser.
That'd
But all of the
be
competitive
fun.
users use him for some reason.
He's got the clown car.
Yeah. Then after that is this one silhouette that, like, I'm not talking about the small one. The small one is actually,
Fox. People think Fox.
yeah. You see, a lot of people think Fox. I don't know what the small one is, cause
I yeah, I just think Fox just because he's Fox, like right. But
yeah,
I can't see anything too much when I look at it.
yeah. I really don't know. All I'm expecting is that Nintendo has like a new uh review, or not review, but trailer that comes
New,
out where it's just
yeah,
like the fire wipes away and it goes white and you see all the characters.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
wonder how soon. I wonder how soon till we get that. That's got to be like
3 months down the line.
soon.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm thinking.
I can't. I can't. I still believe the hype season is among us. Is like upon us, dude.
Yeah.
Like every. It's like we just got out of the Smash 4 hype season because like Bayonetta was released a couple summers ago, and then it's like we're just right back into it. It's like what a
Yeah.
time to be a Nintendo fan. The Switch, dude.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And then of course the one like big silhouette next to that in the representation image, it looks like they made it Ganon.
Yeah, I can see Ganon, um, just because of how he's hunched over and has kind of looks like he has like the Ganon braids on top of
Yeah.
his head and like the little crown.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we were debating whether that one earlier was Sheik or Captain Falcon, I'm saying if that we think it's Captain Falcon, but if the other one is Sheik, then that's definitely Captain Falcon
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they can't omit him. He's like Mr. Smash.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like he's not even known for his own games. Like
Yeah.
you say F-Zero and people are like, "What'd you say about my mom?" It so but like you see I it's just there's so much distortion in the original like image. Like when people are saying that one silhouette next to Samus is uh Ike, all I can think about is Ike standing to the side with his hand out with his sword down, because that's the only thing that I
Right.
can imagine. Because it looks like the whole
Right.
hand is going up as well, but that could just be more distortion from the fire. So it's really hard to pinpoint who this one next to Wario is, you know?
Yeah. So there's some people saying Wario, and now that I look at it, I do see it a little more. I originally thought Pac-Man when I saw it. Like I originally saw like the little
Yeah.
triangle eyes kind of peeking up. So, but
Yeah, see, I
all
originally
right,
saw that too, but then I remembered, no wait, Pac-Man's a one-off character. So,
yeah, that'll be interesting to see who returns. So,
yeah.
what was the next topic you had on your
What's out? So like, what's getting out of the game? Because you know how like since Brawl, there's been like characters like Snake and the Ice Climbers that have not progressed into the next game, but the other
and
characters
Wolf?
have. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
that brings us to subject
what's
two.
out?
What's out?
What is out? Good segue from saying that Pac-Man's a one-off. I think Pac-Man, Mega Man, Ryu, all the non-Nintendo characters are pretty much not safe. Like
Yeah.
I can see them coming back, but they're not very safe.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
they're not safe. They're basically gone. The only one that I was
I
thinking is possibly gonna stay is Mega Man, but that's only because Capcom and Nintendo kind of have tight ties, kind of like Sega
right
and
there's
Nintendo.
there, yeah there's a new Mega Man coming out this year.
Oh,
So
that's true. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I would say Pac-Man is not safe. I don't even think characters like Duck Hunt are safe at all, just because they're just like so niche, kind of like I felt like Lucas was pretty niche in Brawl, then he didn't come back until like DLC.
yeah,
So I don't know what they'll do with the niche characters.
yeah.
Um
Like it seems like they went way back, kind of to the NES days and the SNES days, because they brought back what's his name, Little Mac. They had Pac-Man and Duck Hunt and all those. So I feel like they kind of already got that high out of the fans, and they're just kind of sweeping it away now. So they don't need to do that again, is what I'm feeling.
right. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost Dr. Mario and Dark Pit and Lucina. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost some of the clone characters because I know they were a little bit controversial.
Oh, absolutely.
And and like and this is just my opinion, but I would am all for clone characters. Like I would rather have clone characters than not, if that makes sense. Like because like people always argue that it's like, oh, if they make a clone character, then they're not developing another character, which I don't think is necessarily true because it's really easy to make a clone and really hard to make a a brand new character. But like like for example, I really like playing Dr. Mario, but I'm not a huge fan of Mario
Mhm.
just because of like subtle changes like his up B and down B that make it more fun for me.
Yeah.
So like I hope they don't leave, but I can really see the clone characters being swept out. Like if there's because I don't know if you saw this or thought about this at all when you were looking at the logo. They flashed the logo for a second. That's like the cleanest Smash logo I've ever seen.
Same.
Like there was like no fire, no lines, no like black ink being smeared, no like red and blue bright light to like you know what I mean, or like the
Yeah,
purple
yeah.
from
It
Melee.
it it
It
looked
was
it brought me back to Smash 64 with just that clean black and white.
Nope.
right. It was just very clean. So I wouldn't be too shocked if they tried to make a game follow that kind of theme with just like clean, like they clean it up. They put maybe this game doesn't have 58 characters or whatever it is. Maybe it has, you know, 30.
Yeah, but those 30 could still be really good. Um,
Right.
like I feel like clone characters were very usable, but kind of a waste of space at the end. Only because if they added maybe a little bit more character customization, even though that goes against like the like competitive side of Smash, they added a little bit of character customization, but it was so little that
Yeah.
like it didn't really make a difference. So I feel like if they added more character customization into the game, then all of the clone characters could just kind of be swept away. Also, I feel like they're kind of done with their like clone character phase because they've heard the voices of the fans and they know that that's not really the best idea.
Yeah, that is definitely very true. So now that like characters that might leave the roster, what modes do you think are kind of gone? Like
Uh,
Smash Tour, I feel like is not coming back. Like
no.
I don't know if I've ever played Smash Tour once.
I played Smash Tour 2 times because I thought the first time was just like a bad game. Then tried it the second time. It was, it's, it's boring. It's
Yeah,
not bad. It's just boring
that's
because
just
they
yeah. It's
try
just
to sorry I keep cutting off, but they try to imitate Mario 64 or
Nope.
not Mario. What am I saying? Mario 64. They try to imitate Super Mario Party. It feels like
yep.
the 64 version, and it feels like
Oh
a very
man.
dry version of it.
I just it was such a tease for me because it was like there's modes in there that I think are really cool, but they're locked behind that terrible game.
Yeah.
Like there's the mode at the very end, and this is on my Smash wish list, so I know that you probably have on later things that we should talk about that we want to be added to the game. There is at the very end of Smash Tour, which is very elusive. I don't know if many people have been to the end of Smash Tour, but there's a mode where you get to collect characters, and then at the very end, you get to battle using all those characters, one character per stock. So, like, maybe my friend has Pit and Rob and Pac Man, and they have 3 stocks. So, like, once I kill their Pit, Rob comes out, and once I kill Rob, Pac Man comes out. And then I have like 3 characters, 3 stocks, whatever.
You see,
And that's like very,
that's what I liked.
yeah,
Yeah.
same. And that was very similar to Project M's All Star mode. And I know Project M is the game that we should not talk about, but they had some good stuff. They had an All Star mode that made for some really interesting competitive matches, even. And I wish they would bring that into the new Smash, just because like the cool thing about Smash is being able to cycle through so many characters. Like other fighting games, you usually just stick to one and play it, but like Smash has such an open roster that like that's like it's a cool way to use like the abundance of characters.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And see, that's what I enjoyed about Smash Tour is that you had that mode at the end where every character equaled a stock, and that's a good
Yeah.
idea because then you expand your horizons of what you play and how you play it, and and you have to adjust as you go along.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they had like a random all-star mode where you could just like click random and it would give you 3 random characters for each stock, and then it was just go into a battle.
Yeah.
You don't have to sit through the whole Smash tour.
Yeah. And so Smash Tour I think is out. Smash Run. That's one that I actually really liked. I don't
I
know if
like
you
I
yeah.
liked it too. I played it a lot on 3DS. I'm a big fan of Kirby Air Ride, so naturally I liked it a lot.
Hmm.
But like I could see it staying Smash 4 exclusive if this is a new game.
Yeah.
Like I could see that being like, but I would love it to come back.
Oh, I would too. I think like a new HD version of that, maybe with like 4 maps instead of one, would be really good. Because what I would do is I had this one character that was Ganondorf that I got the maximum amount of power that you could for one character. So he would like one shot everything, and then I would go along and get like maxed out stats in every single thing in Smash Run and see how big of stats I could get, and it was insane.
Yeah, that there would be a lot of things that would be like awesome like that on the Switch. Like you were talking about HD graphics, because like I remember the limitations on 3DS kind of like put a damper on Smash Run where it could have been better. For example, like you're talking about having this awesome Ganondorf, but then you can't even like fight anyone with it. You just have to fight the bots. It'd
Hmm.
be cool if on the Switch version, if they did add Smash Run back, if you could actually be like Kirby's Air Ride, where you can interact with the other characters as well.
Yeah,
Um,
like you
just
get to
wish
keep
list
that.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool and a really good idea. So I think that covers it for what's out. So let's talk about what's new, slash what we want to see and new moves for characters.
All right. So the big ones right now, you can choose which one we start on, but Squid Kids and Breath of the Wild Link. Where do you
Breath.
want to go?
I want to start off with Link.
Okay.
Link. I really want to see like the new items, like the technology and everything. So like different bows. What I was thinking is like for his bow, when you charge it back, it either does like a normal arrow, which does like even amounts of knockback and damage and everything, or like an electric arrow, which does more knockback, or a fire arrow, which does more damage. Um, and like you have to cycle through them. So first it's like normal, then electric, then fire, and then of course ice if you get around to that one. And ice is,
That'd be
smash
that'd be
ice.
very yeah, that'd be very similar to like to Olimar and his Pikmin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you have to like cycle through them. Or it could even be like Shulk's Monado,
Yeah.
where you could almost apply that to his whole move set, because he's got elemental weapons that you can get in the Coliseum in Breath of the Wild, or you can get the elemental arrows and stuff like that. You could like almost have Monados, but
Yeah.
it would be a direct rip from Shulk, but you could have like Monados where it's like, all right, now you're playing Ice Link, now you're playing Fire Link, now you're
Yeah.
playing. That'd be cool.
And speaking about Shulk, for what's out, I think Shulk is gone. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I have a feeling Shulk is gone, but he might be replaced by some of the Xenoblade 2 characters. I just think Shulk is not very recognizable,
Yeah.
like, but outside of Smash. But like, I feel like Xenoblade 2. I mean, you could get Pyra in there.
Yeah. But okay, back to Link. His bombs, I think, will be very interesting because if they like stick very true to the game, then you'll be able to put down a trap bomb, which is square and it will probably last a lot longer, or a
That's
circular
gonna be
bomb.
that's gonna be so broken for edge guarding.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like, I don't know if you've ever seen Snake in Brawl, but like being able to control your detonations with bombs is so broken,
it is.
dude.
Yeah,
I'm excited if that's a thing. I want that to be his down B so bad.
I do too. Like I feel like if you do down B and then you press it again, then you'll put down the square bomb. But if you do down B and then
Right.
throw it, then it's like the circular bomb.
Yeah. It's there's a whole like Breath of the Wild opens up so much stuff. Like you could do the sailcloth, or what is it called in Breath of the Wild?
I think
The
Paracloth?
glider.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
But like that could be his up B, like side B, like you could use Magnesis or anything like that, any of the runes from the Sheikah Slate. Like all that stuff is just like so like, I don't know. We'll have to see. I hope there's a trailer soon, and I hope it's for that.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to see Link.
Oh, I do too. And also like his like going back to the sailcloth, his recovery move I think would have kind of like a Mr. Game and Watch. When you go down, it's something like that.
He can glide. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Uh, then I think that covers Link. Now let's go on to the Inklings. Some.
I'm so excited for the Inklings.
Oh, I.
I've been a fan of Splatoon. I was late to the Splatoon game, but I got Splatoon 1 on the Wii U, and like, dude, that game is so fun. Like,
Yeah.
I have my gripes with it, and I know that people who follow me on Twitter and follow me on Twitch and stuff know my gripes with that game. So I'm not going to go into them too much on this podcast, but I love the Squid Kids so much. Like, it'd be so cool if they had like, you know how Villager in Smash 4 has like all the different outfits
Hmm.
for the Villager? That's what I want. Like, just aesthetically, I want like there can be generic Squid Kid girl and Squid Kid boy, but I want like the sunglasses, I want the sweatshirts, I want the bandanas, I want like all
I
that.
really want that too. Yeah. Oh, also, wait a second. I just forgot about something. This I know they're not gonna do this, but it would be hilarious if they pulled a Wario with the new Link with like his bike.
Yeah. If he had the oh god, what's that called? But yeah,
Master
like
Cycle.
yeah, that'd be hilarious if he actually just had Wario's side B.
Yeah. But what I think they're gonna do with that is his winning stance and his spawn in stance. So like he comes into the
Oh, he
stage on
rides
that.
the cycle in. That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
And then like his winning stance is he like does a donut or something. But oh yeah, the Squid Kids. What I really wanted to like focus on is they focused on very heavily in the trailer that they are very fast, they can dodge very easily, and they're still like they focused very much on the ink travel. If you notice that,
Yeah. Yeah. Have you played Rivals of Aether before?
I have not.
So there's a character called Orcane who there, and I don't know if I'm saying that right because it's been a long time since I played, but their recovery move is basically they shoot out a puddle of ink because they are they're like a mix of like a seal and like a orca fish. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like whatever. Anyways, they shoot out a puddle of ink, and then the ink stays on the stage, and then they can like put another place of ink, and if they go on that ink spot, they can basically like teleport under the stage to the other ink spot.
Ooh,
So they can like strategically put down ink spots to kind of like transport themselves to different places around the stage.
yeah,
And that's like back in the day when I was speculating the Inklings being put into even Smash 4, I thought that would be like so easy to rip from Rivals of Aether, which is obviously a very successful fighting game.
yeah,
Because that like is so Splatoon to me, just being able to like pop in and out of the ink, do damage, pop back into the ink, throw a
yeah,
grenade, whatever.
definitely. What I was thinking was like they would be able to put down the ink, but only a certain amount, right? So like almost every move that had the ink would put down some ink, and you would be able to utilize that in both dodge and movement. I wasn't thinking about teleports, but that could work too. Um, Also, just move sets in general, I think, would be very interesting because they're going to be, of course, range characters. They're not going to have many physical moves, but the physical moves that they have are probably going to be kind of like Mega Man, where they have one or two physical moves and they're really powerful.
Right.
Like
Thinking like Ink Strike maybe, or like the Splashdown from.
yeah, something like that. Also, just like a couple of move sets I think would be kind of on my move wish list for them is like their forward aerial is like they point their splatter down and it kind of like shoots at a diagonal angle while they go forward and
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
yeah, and like their recovery would probably be that I can't remember the name of it,
They
but
they got
the
a
like ink,
jetpack.
yeah, yeah, the ink jetpack thingy.
All right. So do you think there's any new characters that you think like really Nintendo hasn't had anything confirmed or any teasers or leaks or anything, but is there any character that you just have a feeling is has been on the back burner that might be coming to Smash 5 or whatever?
One that I think is almost a guarantee is King K. Rool, only because so many people want him. I don't really understand why. I feel like he would just be a faster, lankier Bowser, but in the silhouette, we kind of see a lankier Bowser anyway, so I don't really know what they would do with King K.
See, I that's what I thought originally, but as you might know, I did just finish the original Donkey Kong Country, and I thought the same thing. Just because, like, appearance-wise, they look very similar. They're just big lizards with
Hmm.
claws. But King K. Rool actually has very interesting stuff that I think would be fun to incorporate in his moveset. Like when you're fighting him on the final boss of Donkey Kong Country, he like blows himself up like a balloon and like bounces all over the screen.
Mm,
So that'd be a cool movement option, I think,
yeah,
if K. Rool were to make it. But
that could probably be his like ultimate or something.
yeah, final smashes. We didn't even talk about that. Like, what would
Oh
be a
yeah.
great final smash for Inkling?
Final Smash for Inkling. Let me see. I think it's probably just gonna end up being the Stingray, honestly. Like, even though that's not
Think
super like good, I think it's just gonna end up being the Stingray.
See, I thought, and this would be like really cool and competitive, but I know that Final Smashes probably will never be competitive. But like, what if it was like their final smash was like a sprinkler or something like that, and it covered the entire stage in ink, and it just made it like so the squid was like really powerful because it was like maybe they turn into like the Kraken and the whole stage becomes ink.
Yeah. uh, yeah. That's a creative approach on it. What I was thinking is like for Final Smashes in general, they kind of have to not really nerf them, but just make them a lot more balanced and make them a lot less like insta damage or insta KO, you know?
Yeah. Also, just balance among characters because there's some characters that have final smashes that are like fantastic. Like I know that like Ike and Greninja and like all the Fire Emblem like kind of ones where they just kind of scoop them up and then do a bunch of slashes and then smack them down are like really easy to land and do like a lot of like damage and stuff like that. But like then there's ones like Mario which are just like so weak.
Mm-hmm.
It's like why?
Yeah.
Where it's like I think they should balance those a little bit out. But other than that,
Yeah.
what was the next topic you had on your
Uh,
list?
the next topic, I kind of don't want to go on to that yet, just because I have a few more things to say about one-off characters. Um,
Oh, all right.
as for one-off characters, so far they've kind of surprised us with a lot of things, like we said before, Bayonetta, Cloud, Ryu. Ryu, I wasn't really super surprised about, um, but you know, and then like those type of characters. What I think they did for that is they kind of took a lot more iconic characters, minus Bayonetta, um, and kind of stuffed them in Smash, if that makes sense. So what I
Yeah.
think would be a really good idea, I heavily doubt this is going to be the case, but what I really think a good idea for Smash 5 is going to be is focus on smaller characters or maybe indie characters even, because a lot of
Dude,
people,
Shovel Knight, bring him
yeah,
in.
yeah. See
Bring in
that
Shantae, bring in Shovel Knight.
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I really want to see Shantae, even though I know that will never happen. But Shovel Knight, I really want to see. That one actually, like, I think is going to be in there, just because so many people want him.
Solaire
Yeah, see,
from Dark Souls.
yeah, no, but Celeste, that game has blown up. Uh,
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of indie games. Like those like 16-bit indie games have just like completely like controlled the market on like whatever like the pop hit indie game is.
yeah.
And especially since now that you bring up indie games that have kind of like got big, like obviously the Treasure Trove from Shovel Knight has been on the Switch since its release.
Hmm.
But recently we saw in the new direct that we will be getting Undertale on the Switch. So there's a lot of people saying that Papyrus and Sans could maybe make an appearance in the new Smash.
You see, what I was thinking is maybe there'll be like what's it called? Support like trophies or something. But
Hmm.
that's kind of it. Just because I can't really see them being like actual characters in the game, only because
Yeah,
this is the first time that they're on a Nintendo console. Um,
right.
but
And like
either way,
there's
that'd be
characters
awesome.
like yeah, there's characters like that that like I have the same feeling with. Like Sans like doesn't feel like he could be a character. But then like there's characters like the Duck Hunt dog where like all of a sudden or
We
like
fit
it's just
trainer.
like yeah, we fit trainer stuff like that where it's like all of a sudden uh Sakurai just finds a way to make them into an actual character and it's like what?
Yeah.
So you can't really count anyone out, but I agree with you that Sans, same for Mimikyu and like all these other like random niche characters. They're probably going to be Pokeballs or assist trophies or
Yeah.
stuff like that. But
Actually, you know what? Right underneath Samus, that little dome. You know what that could be? That could be Sans.
that could be Sans. You're right.
Hiding under there. I'm just imagining the edit right now. I'm putting like two eyes right on that.
Nope.
Also, if you're wondering, I have a light counter right in the corner. Like, also, because,
Perfect.
yeah. So,
Yeah. Every time I say like, uh, an angel gets its wings. No, but seriously, on your last video you made of me, of the Legacy season one,
yeah.
that was like everyone's favorite part that I've talked to is that light counter.
Yeah,
Keep
and
keep the
I'm
meme.
gonna keep it up too. Like I'm
Keep...
counting my likes as well. I don't know if I put in a separate light counter or the same light counter, but you know.
All right.
Okay, now on to topic 4. Uh sequel versus a port. I think we kind of already discussed that, but I kind of wanted to clear some things up just because I heard a lot of people saying that's just going to be a sequel.
Hmm.
It's going to have the same engine. I say that with confidence because we kind of all know that it's going to. They already made a fantastic engine for Smash. If they change the engine, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be a little salty. Uh, so I feel like it's going to be a port of the engine, and a lot of the aesthetics are going to be the same, but the core game itself is going to be a lot different because they're going to change things around a lot.
So you're thinking kind of an Ocarina Majora's Mask kind
Mm,
of kind of thing where it's like it is a completely different game. It is Smash 5, but it is using loads of assets from Smash 4.
oh, absolutely. Also because it
Okay.
took them 4 years to make Brawl, it took them 3 years to make Melee, and it took them 3 years to make the original. Uh,
Now, there's some I've heard so many different opinions and things on this, so take everything I say with kind of a grain of salt, but I've heard things like that Melee had a very short development time, stuff like that, because it was I think it was 1999 was when Smash 64 released in 2001. Am I correct on those dates when Melee
uh,
released?
I think like the times in between them releasing is very short, but the
Right.
times for them to be developed was actually very long because they started development on 64 and Melee nearly the same time, and that's something that a lot of people don't know. Is like the uh production of the original one, when they're about a quarter of the way through, they're like, hey, we're gonna build up like another version of this game just in case if people like it. So they
Yeah.
built up the engine of it, but they didn't implement anything into it yet. But something they have to realize is that the engine is both the most expensive part to create and also the longest part to create.
Right. And so it's very simple, well not simple, relatively. It's simple to add new characters, add new stages, add new art, whereas creating an entire new basically world for the characters to exist in is very, very difficult.
Hmm. So, for the subject of port versus sequel, I think it's gonna be a semi-port. Just like you said with Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, I think it's gonna have a lot of the same aspects and the same engine, but it's gonna be a totally different game.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah,
I I originally when I saw the trailer, I saw Breath of the Wild Link, I saw all that stuff, I thought completely new game. But it doesn't seem like that far since Smash 4 came out, so it seems like they would have had to be developing pretty much since the beginning of Smash 4 if they wanted to make a brand new game.
yeah,
Um, I think it's kind of interesting for them to do it in the way that they like. I think it's interesting for them to make it seem like a new game instead of a deluxe because I was full blown thinking it was going to be deluxe since Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out and Pokken Deluxe, like all that stuff. So it's like, it seems like it would have been relatively easy for Nintendo to just put a deluxe out. So it kind of scares me in a way that we're getting a brand new game so soon. And I wonder if it is something that's been thought over a long time. I know Sakurai is helping development, so
Yeah,
probably has. But I can definitely see it being a hybrid because I know that all the other Smash games kind of have been hybrids in a
mm,
way. Like I know that Brawl borrowed a lot of assets from Melee, and Smash 4 borrowed a lot of assets from Brawl. So I'm
yeah.
sure that
And what I was thinking is the reason why it's not taking a whole lot of time is just because they copied the engine. That's the only thing that I can think about if it is like a totally new game is that they just copied the engine because they're doing that with Breath of the Wild. They've done that for the past what 5 Kirby games. Um,
yeah,
they
no
just
kidding.
copied the same. Like I'm not even kidding. I'm not even
Right.
kidding. That's what they did for the past 5 Kirby games. Is they just like copied and pasted the same exact engine because it works. The core game
Yeah,
is
it's
different, but it works.
yeah. There's nothing wrong with that if it like EA has been doing that for years with Call of Duty. I'm pretty sure we're
Hmm.
still technically playing Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, just like with shaders on it.
yeah.
But so yeah, final thought. I think semi port. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely gonna borrow a lot of stuff from Smash 4, but I think still it's not gonna be like Smash 4 Switch or anything like that. It's definitely gonna be a new title, a
Yeah,
new original game, but
yeah, because they
with
can't have
maybe
three of the
this
same game. They already have two
right.
versions of the original.
That's true.
Okay, so I think that brings us on to the final thought, which is five, which is conclusion.
All
Um,
right.
I think that the game is going to be very fun. Of course, it's gonna, like we were just saying, borrow a lot of assets. Going over the silhouette, I think what we see there is still kind of supposed to be really hard to decipher. What's out? We already went over that. All those one-off characters, I think, is all out. What's new? All of the like possibly indie characters and maybe a better Smash run. And then what we want to see,
Yeah.
like
I
really,
mean, on oh, go ahead.
no, no, no. You were saying?
I mean, honestly, when it all comes to whatever Nintendo puts out, I know I'm buying that day one.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm gonna be there in that Best Buy line or that Nintendo line or whatever. I'm gonna be sitting there, empty wallet, like
Hmm.
because I mean, honestly, like as much as people hate on Brawl, people hate on Smash 4 for not being whatever competitive. Like every single product Sakurai and Nintendo have put out for Smash has been like phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
I don't think there has
like
been like a single flop so far that had
right,
Smash in the title.
right.
Um,
So yeah.
yeah. So I think that wraps it up.
All right. Well, thank you, Tomoki, for having me on this podcast.
Oh, thank
Hopefully,
you
we'll
for
do this
coming.
in the future when the next trailer, the next thing comes out. Hopefully, we'll do a little bit of analysis on that.
Yes, and
Um,
I'm not sure how long this has been running, but I'm sure it's been running for over an hour. Uh,
yeah.
so thank you for coming. Thank you for talking about this. It's been very fun. We got to go over a bunch of subjects, got to come up with new stuff on the spot, which is always the best thing. It's like walking and talking. It's good for your brain. Um,
hmm
I will leave his channel and his Twitch and everything in the description.
Yeah. If you
Uh,
want to follow me on Twitter, that is at Naustad4 on Twitter and Naustad4 on Twitch as well.
yep. So with that, that's the end. See everyone.
Yep. See you guys.